Hello my friends, it's Pen here and welcome back to another 5 easy tutorial. That's right, we are back playing with some designs and today's tutorial is on fountains. Fountains are absolutely one of my favorite decoration pieces. They are fantastic indoors, they are fantastic outdoors, and they really add a nice focal point to your build, something that can really draw the eye and gives you something to decorate around. And I have 5 designs to show you today and talk about how you can incorporate fountains in your build. Let's get started. This is the simplest and most basic fountain and it is so easy and also so effective. You can do all sorts of things with this basic shape. All it takes is some stairs, block, wall, slab and some water and you are set. You can make it as deep as you like, as shallow as you like, wide, narrow, anything at all. And what makes this great is the decorations around it. So you don't have to make it out of cobblestone. You can make it out of any material at all that has slabs, walls and stairs, which gives you a range. You can make it out of sandstone. You can make it out of nether brick. If you like, red nether brick in the right setting would look fantastic for this. And how you decorate should of course match the material that you're making it out of. Always start with the outside of my pond and how wide I want it to be and then work down. I've put some walls in there to add texture, but you don't have to. You could leave it empty if you want. But as you can see, if I take the walls out, it does look a little bit empty, but you could fill that up with some pondweed if you so desire. And all you need to do to make this is 1, 2, cobblestone wall, a slab and waterlog your central wall. Now, of course, the most important thing you need to remember is to dig out your pond before you do it, or it will spread everywhere and make an enormous mess, which it just did. Okay, on to the next one. This is one of my favorite designs for a desert base or a desert build. It's a very simple replica of an ancient fountain that you would have found in Greece or in Northern Africa, something like that in the very, very early history. So it's basically a wall and I've used chiseled sandstone and plain sandstone to give the wall a bit of texture, used stairs here to make a ledge, and then I've made this archway. And your water is simply a waterlogged stair coming down into a little trough. And this is very traditional. This sort of build you would find along roads and in cities, especially in areas where there was not a lot of natural flowing water. And if you put your trees behind it, you get that lovely backdrop behind the top of the wall. And all that is a couple of acacia trees planted in behind, and you can make that as wide or as narrow as you want. So that looks fantastic either standalone or as part of a larger wall around your settlement. Very easy build, and I have a great trick to show you. This is a trick that one of the guys on my server taught me. If you want to have that nice sandstony texture in your pathways, just make upside down stairs. That's it. It's really simple, really effective, and it breaks up the very plain look of sandstone or sand that you normally get. Really fantastic, and it looks great with sand as well. In fact, I prefer it with sand because you get even more texture. Now, how fantastic is that for a plaza or a path or a road that you're building in your desert? Really, really amazing. It looks lovely. Okay. We move on to this one and you might be thinking, oh my God, Pen, that is not an easy build. Well, in fact, it is. You knew I was going to say that, didn't you? It really is an easy build. It looks complicated because I've put a lot of work into the decorations here, but I started with a plain stone brick wall. Just like that. All this was stone brick, all this was stone brick. And then I just went in later and used some of my favorite texturing blocks, which is the grey terracotta, the glazed terracotta, mixed it in with the stone brick and the cobblestone and the mossy cobblestone, and you get a really fantastic ruined floor look that I love. And this pond here has an awful lot of greenery, and that's what makes it look fantastic. Now, to make this, it's really, really simple. I know you don't believe me, but I'm going to show you how simple it is. And this build here is modular. You know, you can arrange these little fountain pieces how you like. Different sizes, different heights. Imagine, if you will, a gigantic wall inside a castle courtyard, for example. And you might have little fountains at differing heights all the way along that wall, and then a very narrow trough at the bottom of the wall. That would look fantastic. Or you can do as I've done here and get a real staggered effect by making your fountains differing widths coming out from the wall. So here's what you do. Build a wall. Very simple. Then work out how far out you would like to go. Say we went out 3, 4, can't count, pen, 3, 2, and then 1. And that's the base of our fountain. Now, what you're trying to do is get that curve, and the bigger it goes, the more I suggest you use a circle generator to make sure that you can get it to look how you want. Now, once you've got this bottom foundation down, you need to put right way upstairs all along the outside like this. Not like that, like that. And this will form the bowl of your fountain. And of course, you want to leave that one empty. So here, now the reason that we do our right way upstairs is we're actually going to waterlog these stairs, but the water won't come out through the bottom of the stairs. It will only come out through the open side of the stairs. We go round, very simple, and then out the front like that. And underneath, you can put your stairs in like that, and that will help to give you, to break up the flatness. And you can also use stairs and slabs underneath to help with, that needs to be a block, to help with this look. So you can see that I've made it appear rounded even though it's really not. And then of course it's very important that you make sure you have your pond done down below before you release your water. And then it's just a case of waterlogging the back here and then going around to each of the corners and filling them in like that. And that one. Beautiful. How simple is that? Now, don't tell me that was complicated, because it really wasn't. It took a few seconds, and you can do that, as I said, in any size, in any shape, and then you can layer them, you can do them diagonally, you could do them randomly all over that wall, depending whether you want a small one. Like, for example, you could just finish it up here, make an archway up the top, similar to the top of that one, except arched, decorate it with some vines and some texturing, and have that as your wall. Except that is slightly off center. Good one, pen. Let's fix that. Doot, 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 doot. There we go. And one in the center. And put your stairs up the side. That's it. How simple is that? And you have this beautiful flowing fountain. And again, if you fill this bottom area in with some lovely, a lovely parquetry floor or whatever you want to do, you can fill it in with greenery. And coral fans are absolutely fantastic, especially the yellow ones for freshwater ponds. They just look really, really good. Simple? Definitely. All right, let's move on. Now, this I love. I built this for a friend of mine who wanted something for a build that he'd made, which was this fantastic sort of layered arcade. It was so complex and sort of, it had Roman feel and a Grecian feel. And he said, oh, have you got any ideas for a fountain? So this is what I came up with. and I love it. It's really classy. It's basically an enormous urn, and it has the water coming off on all sides. Very simple to make. I know it doesn't look like it, but it is. It is just stairs, columns, and blocks. Believe me, up there, there's blocks. Oh, and slabs. And this was just, you know, because why wouldn't you have a diamond block floating up the top? Let me get rid of some of these leaves so you can see what it's like on the corner. And the leaves are purely there for decoration. They do nothing to the flow of the water. So inside, it is the same technique as this. You start off with the bottom of your bowl and then you just do stairs and slabs around. And the difference is this one has used slabs rather than stairs. You have to be very careful not to waterlog these slabs because it will ruin your effect, basically. The actual water flow comes from this block and this block, which have been waterlogged. And specifically waterlogged because the water will flow towards other water. So see how it doesn't flow out? So you don't actually need the leaves, but I think they just make it look very lush and green, especially if you have the trailing vines coming down like so. I really like this design. I'm definitely going to use it again in some other build. So very simple, exactly the same technique of using stairs to make your central column. And you can make this as big or as narrow as you like. I've just gone with one. And then once we get up here, and then you use the same technique of building up with stairs to get the layering that you want. So remember that you want the inside to be upright stairs. And then you come out and do your next layer like that. Really, really simple, but very effective. And always remember, only waterlog the upright stairs or you will have water falling down in the wrong places. Very simple. Now, let's move on to my final design suggestion, which is for a modern build. Now, you've seen things like these in parks. You have the very dramatic color change between the white and the black. You have the very structural forms in the water, and then the water flow is just to highlight the structural forms. And I've gone for something that kind of looks like people statues. So, you know, gigantic people reaching up to the sun. I don't know. You can do anything that your imagination desires. And what I've done here that is really interesting and gives a very different effect is to use black concrete on the sides and on the floor. It makes the bottom of the water disappear and makes it look a lot deeper than it really is. And then with the iron trapdoors on top, it's a good contrast that makes the edge of the fountain look very defined. And this is like, you know, often you'll have on the edge of the fountains these grills where the water sort of washes over and falls in. Well, we can't do this in Minecraft, but we can simulate it by putting iron trapdoors around the edge of the pond. And this one is the simplest of all, really. It is just walls up the top in a T-shape, a simple block on top, and then you just waterlog the wall. I don't think I even need to build that for you because you can do that yourself. And I've edged it with this polished diorite to make it look like a plaza. And that would fit any large modern build if you wanted a real focal point, or you could put it in a town, anything like that. So there you have it. These are my 5 easy fountain designs that you can use in your build to give yourself a focal point, to highlight a particular area. If you have a large area that you're thinking, what on earth can I put here? Fountains are great because in a very static world like Minecraft does not have a lot of movement. You get both the movement and the sound of water, and it is actually very soothing. And it looks good, it draws the eye, and it makes the place seem just a little bit more alive. Well, I hope you found those designs useful. Thank you very much for watching. If you did, please drop me a like, and if this is your first time, please consider subscribing because I have many more of these 5 easy tutorials planned. covering all sorts of things, bedrooms, waterfalls, you name it. Designing things in Minecraft is one of the most fun things that you can do by yourself, and I would love to see you using some of these designs in your own base. If you do, my Twitter link is below. Please drop me a line showing me what you've built. I would love to see how you use these designs in your own base. Thank you very much for watching, my friends.